He's been out of town since the indictments. And tonight, South Hadley Superintendent of Schools Gus Sayer is speaking out. 22 News reporter Julie TREMMEL standing by in South Hadley at the high school. She tells us about a long conversation she had with the head of the district at his home tonight.
Well, as you said, Barry, Superintendent Sayer just returned from a long trip and therefore did not want to speak on camera. But we did have quite an extensive conversation on the front doorsteps of his Amherst home. It's the first time we've heard from Sayer since the Northwestern District Attorney Elizabeth Scheibel made that announcement of 6 teenagers being indicted for the connection with the Phoebe Prince bullying suicide. Now, he told 22 News from what he's read and heard so far, the district attorney's investigation, quote, largely seems to confirm what we discovered in our own investigation at the high school, end quote. That investigation was conducted by high school principal Dan Smith. As for the pressing questions swirling around about how much school faculty and administrators actually knew before the 15-year-old took her own life, Sayer says Principal Smith says he knew about the Phoebe bullying at one point at around January 7th. That's when a small group of students, and he says, and there were 2 specific groups of students involved in the bullying here. Sayer says as part of that incident, quote, a girl walked into a classroom and called Phoebe an obscene name right in front of the teacher, the students, and anyone in that room, Sayer said. Now, that incident also was reported, quote, that incident was reported to the principal by staff, and he took immediate action, sitting down with the girl and other students involved, discussing the situation, and then taking proper disciplinary action after that, end quote. Sayer would not confirm if that girl was included in the list of indictments. District Attorney Scheibel says the bullying culminated on January 14th. That's when Phoebe committed suicide right after school. She says Phoebe was bullied that day while studying in the library. The torture then continued in the hallways. On her way home, a bottle was thrown at her. Sayer says it's since been publicized that there was a member of the high school staff in the library at the time, but the superintendent wants to make it very clear, letting the public know that although, yes, the librarian, he did confirm, was in the library at the time, that librarian was not within earshot of the alleged harassment, he says. Sayer also assured 22 News that he would make himself available to 22 News tomorrow afternoon or morning in order to speak to him more extensively about these 6 indictments. Live here at South Hadley High School, Julie TREMMEL, 22 News.
And a very solid majority of the people participating in tonight's 22 News interactive internet poll question think parents share the blame for their children's behavior. 83% say parents should be held accountable if their child is a bully.